Hey there, friends and foes. Good morning, multiverse. This is Back of the Cereal Box, the pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturday mornings of our youth while navigating adulthood today. And this morning, we are talking about Scooby-Doo The Wrestlemania Mystery. Dun, dun, dun. And if you're new to the show, I am your host, the prophet of pop culture, John Pyka. You can call me Johnny Beyond if you dare. And this show is all about the Saturday mornings of our youth. So jump in your pajamas, grab a big bowl of cereal, run down the stairs, join us in the virtual rec room to talk about and celebrate the fun of the Saturdays of our youth, cartoons, comic books, kaiju movies, and of course, big bowls of cereal. This morning, I am going to be reviewing the chocolate Lucky Charms Haunted Edition, and fun Back of the Cereal Box. And we're called Back of the Cereal Box because when I was a kid, we didn't have iPhones or tablets at the breakfast table in the morning. We were literally reading the back of the cereal box. That was like our newspaper, our entire world in between comic books, cartoons, kaiju movies, and that's what this show is about. Before we bring in our panel of guests and hosts, we need to acknowledge the people who make this show possible, our Cereal Box Super Friends. And we have a brand new Cereal Box Super Friend this week. Our old friend, Sandra Noel, or Sandy. She's not old, but she's been a longtime fan. She finally became a patron. I love that. So thank you very much, Sandy, for joining us. You too can join us and have your name in lights at patreon.com/cerealboxpodcast. And at just $2 a week, or $2 a month, rather, less than the cost of coffee at McDonald's, once a month, $2, you can join us live in the studio. Your camera, our camera, call-in style. And that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Well, let's welcome to the virtual rec room our emotional support Canadian. She is the Peppermint Princess, the social media socialite. She is a fan of all things comic book, geek, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters. I'm forgetting something. Power Rangers. All of that 90s geek pop culture. It is the one, the only Willow Skylor.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Willow. You are coming to us from a darkened room in Winnipeg, Canada. No. Your light is perfect.
Okay.
But actually, that was even better.
Yeah.
But your backdrop. Where are you?
I just don't like seeing the blanket behind me that I'm using.
No, I love that. Yeah, you're
I ripped off some old lady's vintage boudoir, so
okay, I love it. Appropriately spooky for Scoobtober. And also joining us is our new regular co-host. She's so serial. It's Jenny. Give it up.
I'm a ghost guy. I told you I could be a little spooky.
I love it.
I love it.
Buddy. My little shoulders, like my little emoji pal. It's cute.
I love that. That is fantastic. And of course, we're in our pajamas. I'm in my Scooby-Doo pajamas, but I'm wearing my Frankenstein glow-in-the-dark t-shirt.
Oh,
that's so
cool.
Fun. My pants glow in the dark. They're like bones.
I love that. I love that.
Legs.
So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, you're like, wait, pajamas? Yeah, this is like the Saturday morning after the Friday night sleepover. And we're just having a ball. Speaking of having a ball, I love our special guest. We've never met in person, but we could be psychic twins. This dude has the best Instagram content on the planet. He and I are the We're the same generation. We are Gen X. We are loud and proud. Please give it up for Retro Rewind 80s, Mr. Matt Nastos.
Yay!
Hey, how's it going?
Good morning, Matt.
Going great,
We've
Matt.
met, but I had to grow a beard. I had to grow my beard out because I just had this, and people kept mistaking me for you.
Oh
Me.
So that's funny because that's the first comment Jenny made. She was like,
no.
you remind me of him and he reminds me of you.
Nice.
Well, what's really funny is I used to do comic book appearances, and one of my appearances was with Kevin Eastman, and this was probably 10 years ago, and he looked just like us. And going around, we had an after party at a bar, and people kept coming up to me asking me for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sketches. So I was sketching turtles drunk all night. It was awesome.
That's
so good.
fantastic.
I would fake Kevin Eastman sketches and autographs.
Oh, that's
awesome.
hilarious.
When I was a little bit heavier and before I started using color in my goatee, when I would go out to Vegas, I would be mistaken for Penn Jillette all the time.
Oh, I could see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you get
Yeah,
anything
People
good out
ask
of
you
it?
to do make like magic. Do some up close magic. I love magic. That's fun.
Yeah. Have you
That's
have you
his
seen
thing.
That's my thing, Jenny. Have you seen me do anything?
No.
So
I love
here
up
we'll
close
do
magic.
it. We'll do a card trick just for you. Watch. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
That was me.
Anyway, actually, I'm going to be doing magic tonight in glorious downtown Nashville for spooky season. Well, Matt, we are super excited to have you here this morning. And the first thing we do every Saturday morning is we ask all of our hosts and co-hosts this important question. What's in the bowl? And this morning, I'm going to be doing a live taste test of the chocolate Lucky Charms with the limited edition haunted marshmallows.
I'm not going to wait. I'm tubby. I'm just going to go ahead and eat. So you guys,
Go ahead.
Going.
So
Snacking.
if I understand correctly, Matt, you've got some retro monster cereals. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
But show us what you got.
Well, I just brought one of them because it's my favorite. I brought Frankenberry.
Yeah.
I've eaten these things every year since probably I was about 3. So love the Frankenberry. Still fun in the back of the box.
I love this. The monsters have pets too. Graphic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they change out the monsters every year. So there's always Boo Berry, Count Chocula, and Frankenberry, and then they change out the other 2 or 1 or 2. And so this year it's Carmella Creeper, which is a green apple caramel thing. And
they changed the recipe on that from her debut last year, and it's much better now.
It's it's still a little rough.
I'm wondering if it was only palatable this year because it was mixed in with
the monster. Yeah, the monsters mash.
Because
they have it by itself too. By itself is still pretty rough.
I haven't tried it by itself.
Unless you're drunk. If you're drunk, it's okay. I'm in a bar.
That's part of the navigating adulthood today. Yeah. Well, Matt, out of 5 bowls of cereal, what do you give the 2024 edition of Frankenberry?
It still tastes pretty similar, so I give it about a 4.
Okay.
It was a little painful because I did a video on all of them. Ended up eating about 10 bowls of cereal, and it was rough. After about 5, it's rough. So don't go more than 4 or 5. But I would rate it at 4.
All right. 4. Willow, what's in your bowl this morning?
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Well, yes. Yes, and a little bit different with having it with yogurt, and I added strawberry frosted flakes because I need to get rid of this thing. Sorry, that was the French side.
I love it. It's different because with strawberry milkshake, I liked it better in French. Flip it around, it's fancier. It was like fancy cereal.
Yeah, let's get a good look at that in French. Oh,
yes.
frappe. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So out of 5 bowls of cereal, what is oatmeal with the strawberry frosted flakes rank?
It's actually not that bad. I like it like this. It's yeah.
It's like a nice
Oatmeal,
perfect.
oatmeal, yogurt, and strawberry frosted flakes. Try it, guys. It's good.
I
See,
wonder if you could bake it.
Mm.
ooh,
Like a
see now
cookie?
that might be good as oatmeal cookies.
Like a crumble on top of something else, like just turning it into something else, putting it on top of more oatmeal.
Yep.
Matt, the child inside of me, the 10-year-old, completely rejects the oatmeal yogurt combination wholeheartedly.
It's all strange. What I understood from Jenny is she was saying, how do we make it like something else? Let's
Yes.
do something else with it, but let's pretend it's still there.
Well, last week I put peanut butter in it.
That sounded so good. I love it. I had the same thought, like bake it
Just
into a cookie.
Just gotta put a little touch of the peanut butter though, because if you put too much, then it's overpowering.
No, there's no such thing as too much peanut butter. We've already established that. Jenny, what's in your bowl this morning?
My bowl's so fun. I've got one of the best Halloween cereals, Halloween edition, Fruity Pebbles, and the box is amazing. Oh my god! Like every kid, like you would spend hours on that. Like
Listen,
it's not in French.
Like I love this. There's no French on here, but come on, like this is cool.
You guys get the cool boxes, and I get French.
Well,
So, like, this is hype right here. Look how
so
cute
does that have the marshmallows in it?
No, it does not.
Okay,
But I do have that. Just so you
That's
know, Post sent me those
the-
as well.
I've been trying to get Post to send us stuff because Fruity
Post loves
Pebbles is my
me.
all-time
Toast.
favorite
They're-
cereal.
Post
and-
is
and-
like one of my favorite people. Like
I love
just
Post.
noticed me, and I love them back.
I love Post. They are following us. They comment on our content, but they won't send me any Fruity Pebbles. And Fruity Pebbles is Willow. Where would you say that I would rank Fruity Pebbles? You know me well enough to know now.
God, wife, Fruity Pebbles, or
Yeah.
is it Fruity Pebbles before
it's pretty much high there. So out of 5 bowls of cereal, what are you going to give the?
5.
Yeah,
It's getting 5, and it's getting an extra bowl because the box is beautiful.
it is beautiful. It is beautiful. All right.
How
So-
old is Pebbles now?
Gosh,
She looks really good for being about 800 years old.
That's fantastic. All right. So I am going to do a live taste test. I've not had this yet of the chocolate
That looks
Lucky
so-
Charms with the limited edition haunted marshmallows. Now, you guys know, and Willow, since my hands are full, can you bring me up center
Absolutely.
stage? This is the back of the box. It's got Lucky in a unicorn onesie. I love that. And the unicorn is dressed as Lucky. And wait a minute. That's something in Spanish. This is Haunt and Go Seek. It's a game. Find all the ghosts, bats, pumpkins, black cats, and spiders that are haunting the magic forest. Then see if you can find all 8 magic charms. Oh, look, and this is kind of tough. They're really hidden in there. This would be one of those back of the cereal boxes that I would go back to over and over again to see what I had missed. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Like there's always going to be something else when you look at it. You're going to be like, oh, why didn't I see this the first time?
Yeah. That's pretty good. And that's some beautiful artwork.
It's cute. That I don't know. The pony is kind of scary.
Do you know my daughter is terrified of leprechauns? And like you remember Irish Spring had that commercial like I don't know 15 years ago with the leprechaun singing under the waterfall, and it would come on and she would flip out, like start crying. It was rather hysterical. Anyway, on the front of this box, we've got Lucky as a vampire. And General Mills did send this to us because I've not been kind to General Mills in the past. I've been very critical of them in the past. But they sent me a giant trunk and they said, Johnny, we are going to convert you. So we're going to send you all this stuff. And I got to say, the Monster Mash last week was pretty good. I gave it 4.5. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, absolute best. It's my maybe second, almost tied with Fruity Pebbles. They sent me the Sugar Cookie Toast Crunch for Christmas season. So they sent me the Lucky Charms.
Too early for that.
It's never too early for Christmas.
That's actually 2025 Christmas. They're a year early.
Yeah. Well, never too early for Christmas. So they sent me Lucky Charms. And if those of you who've been watching the show for any length of time know, Lucky Charms is my absolute least favorite cereal. It has always tasted to me like burnt cardboard or no flavor cardboard. And I'm not a fan of marshmallows, cereal marshmallows. So Lucky Charms has been at the bottom of the rung. However, the addition to chocolate, and this has a really good cereal varnish on it to make it chocolatey. I did a dry taste test while you guys were going through. It tastes pretty good, dry. It's not quite as chocolatey as I want, but it doesn't taste like burnt cardboard. So that's a plus. But we're going to see how it tastes with the milk. So we've got almond milk this morning. I'm not a fan of marshmallows in cereal, but they have improved the recipe over the years. Matt, you can remember when we were kids, those cereal marshmallows were like chalk. They were horrible. They've improved it over the years, and let's see. Let's see what we got here. All right. Willow, you do the play-by-play for our audio audience. Here we go.
He's mixing the cereal. He brings it up to his mouth, and it's in. And there is a bit of a sour face.
He's let down.
He's not liking it.
Sure, he appears to be constipated now.
There's no chocolate.
He's contemplating his life choices.
That's so sad.
I taste no chocolate.
This is the reason why I have not tried the Lucky Charms chocolate flavor yet, because I love Lucky Charms original, and I just don't think it's going to translate well to a chocolate cereal, because General Mills chocolate cereals, like other than the Count, are not very good. See, I like Cocoa Krispies, Cocoa Krispies. I love Cocoa Pebbles. I like chocolate cereals. The best chocolate cereal I ever had was the Cane Brown chocolate Krispies. That was amazing, but I just don't taste any
Reese's peanut butter one is really good.
That's a Reese's one, but again, like Cocoa Pebbles is Post. It's not General Mills. General Mills they just don't do chocolate very well. I don't know why. It's just not. They're fruity flavors, and like they're like that vanilla kind of oaty kind of flavor that I enjoy always comes through really nice. But when they try to do a chocolate, it never.
The only thing I'm tasting are the marshmallows.
Yeah,
which is not unpleasant, but I'm not getting any chocolate flavor at all. Now, I don't taste the burnt cardboard that I normally taste with Lucky Charms. Okay. Because Lucky Charms is typically an oat cereal, and this is whole grain. Oh, this is corn. They've changed the recipe for this edition. So this is corn, not oat. It's not unpleasant. I get no chocolate. So out of 5 bowls of cereal, this is getting 3. 3 bowls out of 5.
So you've tried the Wednesday cereal and you hated it. How does that compare?
This is 900,000 times better than the Wednesday cereal.
That's a plus. Who made Wednesday cereal? I forgot.
Kellogg's.
Oh, there you go.
I love Kellogg's. However, when they try to do the special edition stuff, they fail miserably. And Wednesday is the worst cereal I've ever taken. It is an abomination. This is okay.
You're so let
That
down.
actually
This
sold
like
me
got
on it.
sad.
Right. I hate my
Well-
life, so let's make it worse.
Have some pretty Pebbles, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cleanse the palate with some sugar cookie toast crunch or
That stuff's so good though. That sugar.
it is really is or with some fruity pebbles. We have not seen the Christmas fruity pebbles here in Middle Tennessee yet. We are 6 months behind the rest of the country. It's
I don't know. I'm in New Jersey, and we have all like I think we get everything early because we're right on the coast.
well, you and Matt, you're in LA, right?
No, I just moved to Vegas. So.
Oh, did you really? Ooh. But so out on the West Coast, you guys get everything, at about the same time as the East Coast, and it takes 6 months to trickle down into flyover country here in Nashville. But 3
Did
bowls.
they just drop it out of planes and you guys grab the supply drops like in a video game?
Yeah, we're usually like 2 or 3 months behind you guys when it comes to getting stuff. Although we had the Wednesday cereal pretty early, which I was surprised.
Did you try it?
No.
That's
Yeah,
why they
don't.
sent it. They knew. They were like, we can send it off to Canada. And I was like,
And then our other co-host who's not with us this morning, Matt, when I said it was an abomination, she's like, "Oh, I have to have it." And she said she liked it. There's no way any person on this planet could like a cereal that is made of burnt charcoal.
Well, I looked up the ingredients, and apparently there's like stevia root in there or something like that. Yeah, so maybe that's why it tasted weird to some people.
I guess. So first day with my new tongue. So for those of you who are just joining us, wondering what in the world is this show about, it is all about celebrating the fun of the Saturdays of our youth. And this morning we're going to be talking about Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery. Yes, I know it's not retro. It's 10 years old, but it still plays into our theme. And this is Scoobtober. And we've not really talked a whole lot about pro wrestling recently. So I thought it would make a good choice. Now, you can comment, and we have comments from our audience. And Gregory Hust says, I use Cocoa Pebbles coffee creamer.
that sounds so good.
Okay. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I'm not aware of that. Willow, you're a coffee drinker.
I'm going to have to look and see what they have at my Safeway because I don't think we have that yet.
What's Safeway?
It's a grocery store.
It's Canadian.
Okay. That's neat. Let's do
although the grocery store that's by my house, it lacks in so much product because it's a smaller store. So they only order it. I don't even know if they order their stuff in anymore. I think it's just whatever the company sends them.
So Willow, 2 nights ago on my Thursday night ghost tour in Nashville, I had a group from Canada, and they were from Ontario. And you know what they were most shocked about America?
Ketchup.
That we have freedom of speech. Anyway,
we have that up here too.
Clyde Hall is joining us. He says, "Good morning. Now let's get ready to retro." And Clyde Hall says, "Welcome, Matt."
Hey, Clyde.
All right, so before we get to WrestleMania Mystery, when we poured the cereal on Saturday morning, we would reach into the box, or if you were like me, you just pulled the whole box out in a big bowl to get the prize from the cereal box. And that's what this segment... Yeah, I would pour the whole thing out. Pour the whole thing out.
If you open the bottom, then the toy is at the top.
Yeah, American. Just go.
I grew up in Hawaii. We're a little smarter there.
That would have saved me a lot of punishments as a kid, Matt. Where were you then?
I was eating all the cereal and getting all the toys
from the bottom and winning.
Yeah.
This is called Prizes from the Cereal Box, aka New Loot, and this is brought to us by our affiliate sponsor, our partnership sponsor, New South Pro Wrestling. And next Saturday, I'm going to be at New South Pro Wrestling's The Saga Continues. Dun, dun, dun. They are doing a Star Wars theme wrestling show.
That's awesome. You're going to have so much fun.
I'm so excited because Star Wars movies and Avengers comic books made me who I am today. And I cannot wait to be there and covering it live. But Jenny,
are you going to hit anybody with a chair?
I might.
Oh my gosh, be careful.
I might. Jenny, do you have some prizes from the cereal box this morning?
I do.
Oh.
They didn't actually come in this box,
back.
but like they're amazing prizes. Like, let's see what I got. I got miniatures. Look at these. Look how cute they are. I've got a miniature teenage.
Wait, hold it still. Okay.
Turtles. And oh, it's upside down. Look at the little samurai toys. They're so cute. I love that. I love miniature stuff. I don't know if these came in wacky packs or what I got them in, but
that's cute.
I buy little toys because they're so cute.
You ever hold them next to yourself and pretend you're giant?
Enjoying them. You can watch me enjoy them, guys.
I love that. Hey, Matt had a great question for you, Jenny.
I couldn't hear you over myself.
Oh, that's awful. I said, do you ever hold them up next to yourself and pretend you're giant?
No, but like I do sometimes wonder when I'm holding little things like this, what if there's like a bigger giant looking at me pick up these really tiny things and find something really little and they're like, look at her. Like that is something that crosses my mind. Watch me enjoy my toys some more, guys.
In the morning, do you do anything else besides cereal? Are you smoking anything?
No.
Are you sure?
Have coffee. I'm positive. Yeah. It's organic coffee too.
Can you imagine giant things looking down at you all the time?
Just mostly at work. I think it's to entertain my time because I think
back of the cereal needs a drug test right now. We need to see what she's on.
Imagine these eyes are clear, bro.
So, for those of you who are wondering, is Matt just always this sarcastic and mean? He's Gen X, so the answer is yes.
I'm like, he's not being mean.
He's just being.
Your mom is mean.
I'm over here standing up for you. I said you weren't even being mean.
Matt, let's get off of mothers.
I'm trying to see the best in you.
No, let's get off of mothers. I just got off of yours. Anyway, so this is the kind of games that we played on the playground when we were kids. Insulting your mom was a pastime.
It was a big one.
Yeah. Matt, you got something out of a prize out of the cereal box. You said you had something vintage, maybe.
Well, I have one of my favorite toys when I was a kid. I had to save up. My parents wouldn't buy this for me. It was $9. I was about 5. I had to save up for months and months. It's called a Mega Bug Scorpion Gladiator, and I've had this for
what?
About 45 years. 40, yeah, about
what?
Years.
Does it like twist and everything?
Yeah.
I think I remember this toy.
I have no idea.
These things open. It's pretty cool.
I have never
I had to
seen
save
this.
up for months to get this thing because my parents wouldn't buy it for me. But it's pretty cool. There were 3 different ones. There was a scorpion, a dragonfly, and a spider. And I only have the scorpion left. But yeah, I've had that thing for about 45 years.
What was that from a specific line?
So cool.
Yeah, it was called
Mega
Bug Scorpion Gladiators, and they came out in the late 70s and ran for a couple of years. So they didn't take off because they were expensive. They were between $10 and $15 back then, and so
that was a lot back then for like a little toy.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was looking at a toy catalog, Sears catalog, vintage Sears catalog recently. My favorite toys were the Mego action figures, and I saw an ad. $1.97 in 1979. So yes, a $10 toy was like a lot. Because you remember, Matt, the Shogun Warriors. Those were $11, and those were giants. And so for $10 for that scorpion, that's a lot of money back in 1979.
Yeah, they made me work for it. I had to do extra chores, and I was 5, so I was getting a quarter at a time, so it took forever.
That's amazing. I have never seen that before. Now I want to research it and learn all this stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, Matt, I love the fact that you have Galaga behind you.
Oh yeah. Well, we have in the retro bar, we've got about 15 arcade games. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I would live over there.
You guys are
love
missing
that.
Prince though. Prince is he's right over there, but he fell. You can just see the top of his head.
Oh no.
Prince is usually hanging out with me.
Yeah, just the top of his head. But
Dig, if you will, a picture.
It's too early for him. He didn't want any cereal. He only does pancakes.
Yeah, after playing
Yes, he
basketball all
does.
night.
I love that story.
So I've heard that story from other people. That who was it? One of the NBA stars went over to his house because he had heard that story from Murphy Chappelle, and sure enough, he had a basketball court in his house, and the dude could play and played in high heels.
They also played. There are pictures, you can Google them, where they played on roller skates too. It's like not even a joke for some reason.
Wow.
We keep talking about roller skates, guys. It keeps coming up.
Yeah. I think, Jenny, you need some roller skates.
Yeah, that's why I think, hey, you pass it off onto someone else. All of us.
Well, because I will be critically injured if I'm on roller skates.
As long as you're filming it, that's fine.
See, that's what I said last week. As long as we're getting it on video, that's all that matters, right?
You know what? They need to bring back that roller derby show from early 90s.
Yeah, they do.
I miss that show. It was gladiators on wheels.
Yeah.
We still have roller derby here in the States. We have a great roller derby team in Nashville.
We have a really good one here in Jersey too.
We have one here in Winnipeg. I just haven't gone to watch it.
There's a lot. Like roller derby is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So when I was a kid, like 9-10 years old, they aired roller derby on TV on Saturday mornings. Yep. I remember watching it, and my grandmother, for some odd reason, loved roller derby.
Yeah. Roller derby and wrestling.
They just go hand in hand, don't they?
They kind of do, because
we didn't have roller derby in Hawaii, but it was on TV. So
yeah. Did you watch it as a kid though? Do you remember seeing it?
We watched anything that was on until our parents kicked us out of the house. So
yeah.
Usually at about
they wanted to clean up after our mess.
It left an impression because I played roller derby slightly for a little bit here in Jersey. And
did you really?
I did. And it's a very physical sport, actually. It's a lot of fun though. Gosh, is it fun. And the people you meet it's so much fun. Like you see in my face, I'm like, I miss it. Oh gosh. But yeah.
Did you get beat up?
Not beat up, but bruised up, yes. You get bruised up. It's not so much I don't know. You take hits, yes, because you're not beating each other up. You're trying to pass one another on the track.
Well, see, when I was
up quite a bit, it's like rugby on roller skates.
Okay, but you see, because I remember in my mind, as a kid seeing those girls, punching each other and getting into fights like in hockey.
I feel like a lot of that part, maybe punching and stuff. Maybe in the early 60s and 70s, that really was all just kind of like scripted and like a little acted, like a little elbow, and then
like pro wrestling. Okay,
a little bit. But nowadays, like anytime you see someone get like that's really happening, and it's not because they took an elbow; it's because like they got bumped so hard or pushed or fell. Like it's an actual sport now. The way wrestling is now.
Did you have a roller derby name?
What was what?
Did you have a roller derby name?
I did. I was Peaches and Mean.
Oh no,
1039.
You know what? That's officially your Back of the Cereal Box name from now on. Peaches and Mean. I love
Because
that.
I am so nice. That was the joke. I was just nice, like peaches and cream. I can't be mean. Like if I knocked someone down, I was going past you. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, do you need help? Like, I can't. I played in one actual bout, and they were like, "You're too nice."
Oh, so
I just got to play like in our practices, and I did it for like 2 years, and I was just too nice.
that's kind of adorable.
I can't. Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe now that I'm like older, I'd be able to look and hit. No, I would still feel bad, honestly.
Guys, I feel bad that I have to take off soon, but
I hear you dinging. Yeah.
No, I have to go do some running around for my convention before I go to it. So
yeah, so Willow is going to KeyCon today. And
Winnipeg Comic Con today. I'm running the KeyCon booth. I'm one of the con chairs, and yeah.
For KeyCon. You're one of the con chairs for KeyCon, and you're promoting it Winnipeg Comic Con. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, get some video from Winnipeg for the broadcast channel, and that will be awesome. Now,
we have so many cool guests at this convention. We have Rob Van Dam's Trish Stratus, because we're getting into talking about wrestling. And then we have Elijah Wood, Alan Tudyk as other guests. There's so many other guests too. So, but yes, I will try to get some good videos for you guys.
That is awesome. Well, everyone follow Willow Skylor everywhere online, and Willow, have fun at the con today. We love you, mean it.
Have a good day, guys.
Fun.
So, Matt, the dinging that you've been hearing has been our cereal box super friend Clyde Hall. He has been sending me images on Facebook of the Mega Bug Gladiators.
There you go.
So here it was from Kenner. How did I never know about this? Here's the other two with the scorpion.
I feel like I've seen that.
I can't believe I've never ever heard of these. Now there weren't figures that went inside of them, were there?
No, that was it. They were just the machines. They were what do they call them? Combat machine of the future. It was half insect, half machine, and that was it. I mean, it was just these three things. I think they were too expensive, and they came out a little bit too early. Probably if they'd come out kind of in the early '80s or the mid '80s, they probably had like an animated cartoon to go with them. Yeah, but they just dropped these really cool designs, and that was it.
Super ahead of their time, because something like that, I think right now kids would be so about, and it is like half machine.
And they're all of them. They cool. have little tracks on the bottom, so if you move them, their legs move too. So they have a lot of moving parts, and there were a lot of
that. I'm going to become obsessed with these. The Mega Bug Gladiators. Mm-hmm. How cool. Thank you for introducing me to something I've never seen before and never heard of. That's one of the main goals of this show. So bravo to you, Matt.
Yes. Yay, you get a star.
It lives on the bar behind me. It actually lives on the bar when I film.
I'm looking.
That's fantastic. I'm going to be looking for it every time I watch your videos. So we have very few viewer comments this morning, which is odd, but that's okay. We can move right into our main topic, which is Scoobtober continues with Scooby-Doo The Wrestlemania Mystery. And Tale of the Tape. Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery, also released as Scooby-Doo The WWE Mystery, is a 2014 direct-to-DVD animated comedy mystery film and the 22nd film in the direct-to-video series of Scooby-Doo films. It is a co-production between Warner Brothers Animation and WWE Studios, and the film features Scooby and the gang solving a mystery at WrestleMania. It was released on March 24th, 2014 in the United Kingdom and March 25th, 2014 in the United States by Warner Home Video. And kind of the synopsis here is that Shaggy and Scooby are playing the WrestleMania video game, and they win it. They beat it. And Scooby like levels up to the next level and beats the dance-off challenge against Sin Cara in the video game, and they win 2 free tickets to WWE City. And they go, the whole gang goes begrudgingly. Daphne lusts over John Cena. And we meet the characters of WWE. AJ Lee is there in the background. We got Cookie the trainer. But there's a mystery. There's this ghost bear, this demon bear that is terrorizing WWE City. And here's Sin Cara with Cookie and what was the son's name? Was it Rufus?
Was it Rufus? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Ruben?
John Cena, Ruben, that's what it was. Of course, Daphne and the classic gang. And Matt, these voices, Mindy Cohn as Velma, who I think is maybe the best Velma voice. Of course, Fred Welker as Freddy. And in my opinion, Gray Griffin as Daphne is the absolute best. And this whole caper is revolving around the WWE title belt getting stolen and Scooby being framed for stealing it, and they are forced to wrestle Kane, the big red machine, in WrestleMania as the main event. And John Cena, Sin Cara, and Velma, they figure out and work with Freddy to create a plan to uncover who the real thief is. And here's Shaggy and Scooby, Skinny Man and Dead Meat getting thrown out of the ring by Kane. Shaggy gets tangled up. The cage comes down. And at the end, Scooby actually defeats Kane, and they all defeat that ghost bear.
Looks like beat the Scorpion there for a second.
Yeah.
I was like that toy just thrown in there.
Yeah, the ghost bear. And they unmasked the ghost bear. And was anyone surprised by who it really was?
No. I knew in the beginning. I was like, he doesn't want him playing. There he is. That's him.
But you know what? You skipped over the best part.
Now.
Okay.
The best part is the opening, and it's who's awesome? I'm awesome. Who's awesome? I'm awesome. That's what I do every morning when I go to the bathroom. I chant that to myself. It's crazy, but yeah, that whole Miz bit in the beginning is nuts. It was just
Miz
awesome.
is wild.
Yeah. I love the Miz. And for those of you who are wondering, why did Johnny pick the WrestleMania Mystery? Well, we're in Scoobtober, and a big part of my Saturday mornings was pro wrestling. NWA, WWF, switching back and forth between the channels, especially classic NWA with the Four Horsemen and Ric Flair and, Sting and, just the whole thing. I love it all.
I just have a love-hate with it. I don't know what it is. Something about wrestling is like not for me, but something about it I do love because I've been to like WWE. Like I've been and I've met, like when she said Sable, I was like, well, I've like had a meet and greet. Like I've met these people. I've like been to these events and it's fun when you're there. But just something about it and the whole fandom of it, I can't like vibe with it. So for me, it's like a love-hate for wrestling, but I do see so much fun from it.
Well, there is a lot of crossover. Yeah, what they were. Yeah, that would be roller derby.
You'd be more interested then, right?
No, I don't know. Because even then, like before I started doing it, I would just kind of watch it and be like, kind of into it. But yeah, it's one of those you just have to be into it.
Well, one of the things that interested me about this, it came out a decade ago, 2014. So 10 years ago. It's not quite vintage yet, although some Gen Zers would say it's vintage.
In dog ears.
Yeah, boggles my mind. But anyway, what interested me about this was one of the main characters was Sin Cara. And in real life, in the WWE, Sin Cara had a miserable career. He was actually 3 different people in the mask and just never got over, never really had any impact. And this character of Sin Cara was awesome. He was like a superhero in this. And I'm just like, if they had Sin Cara acting like this in real life in the WWE, he would have been a mega star. But as it was, he's like a footnote in WWE history.
I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like I only remember Rey Mysterio Jr. like when it comes to like masked fighters. Like
Sin
that.
Cara botched his first match, right? Like his first entrance. And I think that's, they were probably doing this video game right when he was being introduced, because it had him and it had Brodus Clay. It had a few odd choices.
Yeah,
kind of
Brodus
disappeared.
Clay.
So I'm betting by the time the movie came out, they were all gone. Like they were all done by the time that movie came out. So that's, because Sin Cara he didn't really last at all.
6 months.
Yeah,
maybe.
I love the fact that he speaks in pantomime, which was pretty awesome. Like he tells a story through interpretive dance.
Yes.
That was pretty.
I love that.
He should have done that in the real WWE. That would have been awesome.
Yes. Well, I think the words Sin Cara mean faceless or no name or no face, or silent face, something like that. So I did, yeah. If he had done interpretive dance and interpreted by John Cena in WWE, that would have been a smash hit.
People would still watch that now.
Yeah.
Put that on TikTok, like that. Yeah, he could come back. Sin Cara.
We need the Sin Cara challenge on TikTok. Somebody needs.
Yeah, we do.
That would be fine.
Yeah, we do. And I love that Sin Cara, he had whatever was needed. And he had a magnet when Velma needed a high-powered magnet. He just pulled it right out of his trunks. Listen, Sin Cara doing interpretive dance to speak and having magic trunks that he can pull anything out of.
I get arrested whenever I pull things out of my trunk.
Yeah,
it's awful.
I was
not
waiting
the
for
same
something like that
in real life at all.
I just up close magic is neat, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's fantastic. I do love that, Scooby in the end, he rises to the challenge and he is actually to go one-on-one with Kane, the big red machine. But here's my question for you guys. This is a problem that I have with Scooby-Doo in general. And this is why I didn't like it when I was a kid. How is it that nobody in Scooby-Doo's world recognizes that Scooby-Doo is a dog? How do they not recognize him as a Great Dane?
He's just one of them kids. Well, don't they even mention and that dog at the end of it? Like,
well, they do, but like in this, he's wearing a singlet. And listen, if you put a Great Dane in the ring against a wrestler, I don't think that's going to go the way you want it to go.
Or like the fact they almost arrested him. Were like, it was you, Scooby. We're locking you up now. Put your hands behind your back. Like what? Like
from a story point of view, it's one of two things. Either the entire thing is from Shaggy's point of view and he's stoned, and so that's what he's seeing.
Yeah.
Or it's their friend who's really, really homely. It's not actually a dog. It's just our buddy Scooby that's really homely and hairy. So maybe he's Greek like me. I'm not sure. And so it's not even a dog. He's just a homely friend. So it could be one of those two things. I think it's either Shaggy's point of view and he's stoned, or Scooby's not a dog. He's just really ugly.
I think maybe you have something there with the Shaggy's point of view, because from that really older episode that we had to watch a couple of weeks back, not Bold and Beautiful, but the one after that, last week,
13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Yeah,
of it because Shaggy's been there the longest, so this whole thing is being told from his, blazed out point of view.
I think that's what it is.
All right.
A lot of people have theorized that.
You think Hanna-Barbera was over there getting beaked too? I don't think these guys look stoned.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
is that the weirdest thing on the show, or is that Freddy still wearing an ascot? I mean, if you have to pick a really weird thing,
We're coming back now. I saw those. I was out shopping and they had ascots.
Well, so in Nashville, country acts wear this type of tied ascot all the time.
But isn't it just a bandana? And what's the difference between a bandana and an ascot?
The fabric.
Levels?
The fabric and
how
the
much money
design.
you make.
Yeah, it's your tax bracket.
Yeah, yeah. What's interesting about that though is this look for Freddy. I've never questioned it though. It just works for him, and it feels right regardless of the decade.
I don't know why Fred is like reminding me like if Popeye had hair. Like if Popeye was young and had hair, this is like what he used to look like. I don't know. That's what I'm getting.
That's hysterical.
That's
now,
what I like. Look at it though.
Yeah. Okay. I can kind of dig that. I can kind of see that.
Just with this shirt, the sailor style shirt, but yeah.
The white shirt. He's Freddy the Sailor Man.
It's young Popeye.
The one thing that did disappoint me about this, and look, I'm about to be a little bit unkind to this movie. I fell asleep twice trying to watch this.
3 times.
And so it took me 3 days to watch this 90-minute animated movie. And I still missed something. The plot made zero sense to me. Look, if the coach, if the bad guy, spoiler alert, if Cookie really wanted to steal the WWE title because he was never good enough himself to compete for the title, why didn't he just steal it? Why did he have to create this elaborate ghost bear that tears up the whole town just for the opportunity to frame someone and post hypnotic suggestion in the video? What? I don't get it. It was too elaborate.
It's funny that you say that though, because this exact thing happened to me in high school. This exact story happened in high school. So
Maybe
you think it's weird, but like this stuff happens all the time.
I guess so.
You wouldn't know until it happens to you, John.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Don't make fun of what other people have gone through. It's not nice.
That lore, it went deep too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like there was a sun and moon moment of when that bear came around. That guy danced out for everybody. Sinclair, what was his name?
That guy could have had such a great career. The ghost bear dude. Like, why didn't he do those effects for other things?
I know,
but I didn't understand.
I think it kind of gave it away too. When Cookie was like, "I didn't build this knee brace for nothing." I was like, "Oh, there, ghost bear. He built it. That's him. He built." Like, I was like, "Wait, what? You built your knee?" But like, I need one of them too. But
I also seem to remember this similar story in What's Cool Scooby-Doo or What's New Scooby-Doo. I think they did something similar, like a similar story there, because they used a lot of the stories back and forth during that run. I don't know if you're familiar with that show. But I can't remember what it was though. I'm blacking out. But I seem to remember them like hypnotizing one of the, like maybe Shaggy at that point. I forget what it was. And then having him do stuff. I know they had him do that with when he turned into the giant Godzilla. I don't know if you remember that episode.
Yeah.
I'm not a Scooby nerd.
It's okay. Well, here's what kills me. Okay. So they beat up this guy in the bear costume who, in the middle of the ring, and then they flash back to when he's building it, and it's like a suit of armor, like an Iron Man suit. Listen, he could not have been beaten by any of those wrestlers in that suit. So that bothered me too. There are a lot of holes in this that just really bothered me. And the choice of wrestlers in this, because none of them are only John Cena is still there, The Miz is still there, and Triple H obviously is still there, but Santino is gone, AJ Lee is gone, Brodus Clay is gone, Sin Cara is gone. If I were the WWE, I would have had some foresight on this and been like, hey, we're about to put these superstars in this, this movie. Let's keep them around a little bit. What's that?
Like I said, why wasn't Bret Hart there? Like, I feel like that's like a one name that like you still see and you think of, like, especially at that time. Like, he was big with like Triple H and stuff. Wasn't that when they were like? Well,
no, he was long retired in 2014.
Okay, see, I don't do wrestling. Okay,
yeah,
but that's again a name though. When I think of like McMahon, like Vince McMahon, and like his people, I think of his daughter. I think of Triple H. I think of all those people. I think of Kane, Undertaker. Like, those are the people. Even that guy with the makeup. What was him? The Crow guy.
That's Sting.
Like, I think of those people. Those are people I would like. I feel like he was in a Scooby movie though, or was he in an episode?
He might have been
an episode with them.
He might have been in the Speed Demon, Scooby-Doo and WWE Speed Demon. I've not watched that yet, so I don't know.
I feel like I remember seeing like a cartoon where Sting was in it. But yeah, like when those are the names I think, would never think of this Brodus and like whoever. Is Cookie a real person or was that made up?
No, he was a fictional character.
Okay, and then
so
like
was
the
Ruben.
lady that was in it, the girl,
AJ Lee, yeah.
Again, was she one of the older ones or newer? Like,
so she is married. She's married to CM Punk. And
I know who that is.
Yeah,
see, I recognize that name.
Yeah, and she was one of the most popular WWE Divas champions of the modern era, and she still looks phenomenal. She's been out of wrestling for 10 years, so this would have been right at the tail end of her career. And there's a big movement, begging for her to come back since her husband CM Punk is back and headlining, all of the big events. But that's what I'm saying. The choice of characters in this was kind of odd.
I think either estimated ones I didn't even know about. So that's
I think it's because this was kind of a rough time for WWE right around then. They didn't have anybody that was really big. And I don't know if you remember, I'm not a wrestling nerd, but Brodus was pretty popular there for about 3 weeks. And
the Funkasaurus,
these were all people that they were pushing, and they were like, okay, these are the next batch of guys because we don't have anybody right now. Because I think CM Punk had just left. And I may be missing the timelines up, but they didn't have anybody really big at the time. So I think they like these are the guys we're going to build up. But then by the time June came out, they were all gone.
So I realized.
Well, they had Triple H, they had Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Kane. The Miz was, he was coming up and was headlining all over the place, and John Cena. They just needed to switch out some of these characters for the standbys like Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, but Sin Cara, man, if this was the Sin Cara we actually got in real life, he would have been a massive superstar.
Maybe they should have just animated him on TV, just an animated character fighting real people.
He's like watching this. He's like, why couldn't I be more like my character in that cartoon? What's wrong with me? Puts the mask back on. Imagine he comes back. That'd be neat.
Well, it can be anyone. WWE owns this character. They created this character for the wrestler that was in the mask. And there were 2 other people who portrayed the character. They could bring him back. Triple H, if you were watching our broadcast right now, Paul Levesque is in charge of WWE. Bring back Sin Cara, put somebody else in the mask, and make him this awesome character, and it's going to blow up.
Yeah, he can be like the guy in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, and by the way, Triple H, if you're watching, WWE City. This should be a thing.
How can we all surpass that? Like, that's just wild that there's a whole city. And where is it? Like, I would expect it to be in Vegas. Did you find it yet, Matt?
I haven't. I figured it was in Connecticut because that's where they're from, right?
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine that in Connecticut.
Well, I don't care where it is. It needs to happen. Because I will go. It's like Star Wars Galaxy Edge. WWE City.
Just go there.
Why did they never do this?
I would think people would love that too. You go in, you get like your own name and mask and your own little attributes given to you and a little certificate. Like when you go to like Busch Gardens, it's like,
yes,
oh, look, I'm Jenny, the wild cereal, whatever.
You're a master at name creation.
I'm amazing. You have no clue.
I mean, I would go and like you could do, build your own mask, create your wrestler name, and then go through training camp. Like can you imagine that? Because at Galaxy's Edge they have lightsaber dueling class. I mean, hello, pro wrestling, how to take a bump class, whatever it is. Can you see all the little kids signing the waivers and learning how to do a jackhammer or an F5 or whatever? I mean, come on. Matt, you would go to WWE series, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun.
For sure. There were, back when I was working at Marvel, this was in 96 or so. One of the guys there had a birthday and it was a wrestling themed birthday. And so we all created a wrestling character and it took place in a bar and we had wrestling matches in a bar. And I don't remember a whole lot of it, but it was fun.
I was gonna say, it was
they
probably
had belts and
fun.
everything. Yeah. So I'm down.
What did you do for Marvel?
I worked in the bullpen. I started off as a comic book artist. And so I went to the Kubert School in New Jersey, in Dover, New Jersey. And then I went to the School of Visual Arts. I worked I was at DC first. And I worked under a guy named Joe Orlando, who was he was one of the VPs at DC. And then I went on to draw comics off and on until about 97, 98. During when Marvel had its big explosion, I was working in the bullpen. I had been hired to be an assistant editor, and the guys I worked for got fired. And so I had an office for a month with nobody there because they didn't realize that I had been fired. Like it sounds like a joke, but the two editors that I worked for got fired right when I arrived. And I hung out in an office until they remembered to get rid of me too. So
that sounds like a movie.
Yeah, I literally just sat in an office. Everybody was getting fired at the time though, so you didn't know who was in charge. It was a really bizarre time.
Was this when the speculator bubble burst?
Yeah, and Marvel was having tons of issues. I've talked about it a few times in one of my live, but one of the things that started it was, I don't know if you remember X-Men #1 by Jim Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's one of the things that started the collapse of Marvel. And it's because, they talk about it being the biggest comic book of all time. It sold like 8 million copies, but it didn't have sell-through. They sold it really hard to retailers. And so it drove a lot of stores out of business. And that's kind of what started the downfall of Marvel. It was in like 92-ish, I think is when it started. And then the speculator boom just killed them. They bought Heroes World, which was the distributor. I'm boring people. They bought toy companies, they bought animation companies, they bought everything. And
they bought Toy Biz and that's interesting. So I did not know that about you, Matt. I worked for Marvel for a brief time doing art corrections on the Marvel Saga series.
Okay.
I worked under Mike Carlin. He was the editor for Marvel Saga. Okay. And they would send me panels. Offices? No. They would FedEx me panels, and I would do my specific job. I remember this because Marvel Saga 4 and 5. My job was to make sure that the scales on Namor's trunks were consistent from panel to panel. So I was redrawing scales on Namor's trunks.
Oh, that's funny.
And I got no credit for it. But I got paid.
That
Well,
works.
that's
I
good.
mean,
You got paid. That's credit.
Yeah.
yeah, I was working. I was a comic artist, and so if you went and you hung out at the bullpen at Marvel or DC, any jobs that come through, you guys were the first ones that could get them. So we would get, I would have to maybe redraw a cover, or somebody forgot to turn in 3 pages of a comic story, and so I'd have to draw those and stuff like that. And it was fun. It was at the end of, like I said, the end of the bullpen. They got rid of all of the artists and the corrections and all that stuff then. So I think that was in 97. But I started art school in 1990.
Yeah.
And then
I
was
was
drawing Elfquest, and I drew X-Men for a little bit. I inked. I was an inker.
Okay.
Traced.
That's so neat, guys. I did not ever work for Marvel. I just
You still can.
always read them and collect them. So
Well, that's
I
because
appreciate
back then they didn't hire girls. It was just boys.
Well, I think in
I love the horror on your face when I said that.
97,
There's a lot of truth to that, though, right?
Kind of. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, there were a lot
Well,
of female artists. Sandy Plunkett. Yeah, I mean, you had tons. Wendy Peeney was one of my favorites from
Yeah.
Elfquest. That's why I went to draw
I was
Elfquest.
still in school too in 97. So
They hire girls now. It's okay.
it's okay. Oh, I didn't have horror. I was thinking about the date. I was trying to do the math. I was like, yeah, back in 97, I was still in school. So
That's
It's okay.
awesome. Well, that is fantastic. So, I learned something new about Matt. That's awesome.
Right? Super
So-
cool.
One of those.
Yeah, and
And
I
those toys.
And they're good
now
with
you're
butter.
obsessed. I'm so bad with my left and right. You keep pointing the wrong way. Like,
hot buttered scorpion. That yeah.
That was my wrestling name. Hot Buttered Scorpion.
wow, you sound slippery.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's so good. Hey, before we say farewell, Clyde Hall comments that John was the official Submariner inspector. I don't like that title.
You kind of.
It was.
We're
Now,
gonna
do you ever
need
see
to
somebody
hang up.
wearing a scaled bathing suit where you run up and make sure it's all correct? Like, do you still do that? Do you still have the urge?
Yeah,
thought
I
so.
do.
I thought so.
Yeah. It's, as a matter of fact, you ever have those dreams that seem so real that when you wake up, you're convinced that they have? That just happened to me. This morning, I woke up and I was looking for scales.
Mhm.
I was dreaming of drawing those. It's etched into my mind. And yeah,
That's-
Submariner cosplayers hate me
I can understand that.
because I have to run up to
You
them and
just see you coming.
correct their scales.
Now, do you run up to men in tiny shorts with a little ruler to make sure their scales are the right size?
Yeah, I do.
Do they
I
react
do.
well to that?
No, they don't.
No.
Cosplay is not consent.
It's not.
Anyway, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Final thoughts about Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery.
It was the best one we watched yet.
What?
Out
Are
of
you
the
serious?
Out of the
You
3 I've watched, this one I've preferred. Out
you
of
like
the
this
3.
better than Brave and the Bold?
And Bold and Beautiful, and then whatever that was last week.
Yeah, I was not a fan of 13 Ghosts.
It
But
had Chachi in it.
Brave, yeah. Oh my gosh, Flim Flam.
Okay,
Brave
I'm going
and
to
the
recommend
Bold?
one for you guys. Jenny, you have to watch Witch's Ghost.
I
Watch
think I
Scooby-Doo
probably
and
have.
Witch's
I was actually because I was like looking at these and I was like, is he picking like the worst ones on purpose? Like,
Well, we last year
Yeah.
we did Witch's Ghost, Return to Zombie Island, and Zombie Island.
okay, so we're not
all
repeating
great.
any. That makes sense.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Those the Witch's Ghost and Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island are those were the first 2 of the 30. I think they're up to 32 now. And those first 2 were epically good. But the rest are kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, they
I
have
do
some
not-
really good ones, some really awful ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not recommend Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I love Courage. I don't know if I like that episode though.
On paper, it sounds like a match made in heaven.
No, it does not. On paper, it sounds awkward and like very hard to watch because if you are
Like
Courage
this
the Cowardly
podcast.
Dog fan, it is hard. You have to be in a mindset to enjoy that show, and I used to love that show.
Well, listen, that Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog was it was difficult and awkward to watch. It was hard.
Like I could see Scooby meets like Timmy Turner. That works. Courage is not really hanging out with anyone. Well, like maybe Garfield, but that's even a little.
I think the best Scooby-Doo crossover was Scooby-Doo and the Gang and Johnny Bravo.
Oh, that would be good. I don't know that I watched that, but I'll have to look it up.
Jinky, what's a Jinky? It was brilliant.
I don't know. My favorite was from Mystery Incorporated, and it was the Sidekicks episode. If you watch Mystery Incorporated, when they pulled back all the like 60s, 70s cartoons and all the sidekicks teamed up.
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic. That show was great in general. That was just fantastic.
It was. We talked
we're
about
talking about wrestling now, but we're talking about the wrestling one.
Off topic.
Well, we talked about Mystery Inc. on Wednesday. Wednesday night, we had a special VIP episode, and we talked about Mystery Inc. And you're right, Matt. It is the best. It is, in my opinion, the definitive Scooby-Doo. But yes, we are talking about WrestleMania Mystery this morning. And my final thoughts is this did not work. I was so excited for this because I love wrestling. I love cartoons. I love Scooby-Doo. And this just did not work for me in any way, shape, or form. I was so disappointed.
It's like the Lucky Charms chocolate cereal. You're like,
yeah,
it's got chocolate, like your whole morning got marshmallows, but nothing.
Well, I wanted to know about that. Are the marshmallows in like really cool shapes?
They are. They are in. Well, I don't know if they're really cool shapes. Here you can see them expanded on the box.
Oh, they don't even tell you what they are. It's like magic.
They're just
chocolate magic he's throwing.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like, I don't know, maybe what was left over from Count Chocula that didn't make the mark.
I think you're right. Anyway.
It's a shame.
They've got Timu marshmallows.
Probably.
Timu marshmallows. That's good. That is good, Matt. So what was your final thoughts on this Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery, Matt?
You know, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I love Sin Cara, but for me, like I said at the beginning, it's Miz at that opening sequence with Miz jogging and just saying, "Who's awesome? I'm awesome." I don't know why that was there, but that lives in my soul now. I just chant that all the time. So like that part was glorious. The bear looked cool. Yeah, the movie was kind of rough.
Yeah,
I would avoid that one.
It was a hard watch.
I did find it humorous that Daphne had this fantasy about John Cena.
But did you see Scoob's and Shaggy's version of that was pretty funny too, because it was the same thing but with them with huge muscles on each side of them.
Oh yeah.
They had the same kind of dream. I thought Fred should have had one where he had an ascot, no shirt, just an ascot. Would have been brilliant.
Would have been, yeah. They need to hire us as writers. Anyway, so I mean that's it. That's it for the show. We've done it all. I don't recommend WrestleMania Mystery. Now, next week, for those of you who are watching, is November 2nd. And November 2nd is Godzilla Day. Godzilla's 70th birthday. So for the month of November, we're going to be doing some Godzilla movies and animated series. Kaiju Crunch. I can't wait. Love,
that sounds like a good cereal.
Love. Yeah. Wouldn't it be? Yeah. Wouldn't it be? So that's it for our episode. And Zentron gets the last word. He says, "Sorry, I'm late. No internet where I was." Well, we're glad you showed up anyway. Better late than never. And Matt, tell folks where they can follow and find you.
I'm all over social media as Retro Rewind 80s, or you can go to retrorewind.tv. And I'm hanging out with Me Beyond right now. So that's really all that matters. That's the only thing you need to know about me. Is that I'm on back of the cereal.
Yeah, we love it. Love it. And also on Instagram, Jenny, you're at She's So Cereal.
Yes, Jenny, She's So Cereal every Saturday. My little Saturday cereal reviews and hanging out here on Saturdays with you.
Yeah, we love having you with us now. And Matt, you have been hysterical this morning. Thank you so much for bringing the Gen X comedy this morning. You're brilliant. And you can follow me at johnnybeyond.com. And Jenny, you said you like magic, so that's where you find my magic stuff. So,
oh, yay.
Yeah. And that's it for this morning. If you guys loved what we did, consider donating at patreon.com/cerealboxpodcast. Just $2 a month gets you access to all kinds of exclusives. And our VIP level, you can host your own show like Dennis Posey did on Wednesday.
I had a third.
Wait, what did you see? What?
I have a third. Is it the same guy, though? No, it's just Raphael in a different form, guys.
Oh, okay. Jenny and her little toys. We love it.
Are they the same?
Whatever platform you're listening or watching to the show, give us a hearts, a thumbs up, an emoji, post a comment, make it good, post a review, 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Make sure you follow Matt and Jenny on Instagram. And do the things. And until the next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the back of the cereal box.
Super fun, guys. Bye.
It's like Coca-Cola, Levi's.